Hi, everybody. Welcome back to I Create for You. We have another story called A Believer in Bernville from the book of Ghost Stories of Berks County, Pennsylvania. Um, we actually went out to the cemetery that is named in this story called Hague Cemetery and took a picture of me with the monument of a Civil War veteran, and he's the focal point of this story. So if you saw this thumbnail, that was me standing next to his monument. And as we go along in this book, if the places are closer to where we live, we will take a little trip out there and possibly do a preview video of the area and a little explanation before we actually do the sketching video. Okay, so here we go with A Believer in Bernville.
She loved to, as she said, walk over cemeteries and secure with the memories of years spent simply wandering through graveyards. The woman believed the beautiful Sunday afternoon to be no different from so many others. Alone or with friends or family members, she silently walked between ancient tombstones and modern monuments, seeking genealogical facts or simply immersing herself in the quiet, lush landscape punctuated by the morbid markers and colorful floral tributes. But this day was to bring with it an event which would linger with the woman for the rest of her life and convert her into a believer in ghosts. The borough of Bernville has within its borders a pair of adjacent cemeteries. The story embraces both, but begins in the Hague Cemetery on the eastern fringe of town. The cemeteries are not in themselves particularly engrossing. A narrow macadamian road divides the two, and the gnarled roots of trees bordering the Hague Cemetery provides an eerie frame for the amply shaded yard.
It's Hague.
Hague. We saw those, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
The roots and all that
Yes.
stuff. That was
The
really.
bottom of the trees were twisted,
It was
and
weird.
it was weird the way I didn't get a picture of it, and I should, of how the bottom of the trees twisted, and they were all misshapen. The limbs, the trunks didn't even go up far, and then the trunks would twist outward. It was just
We should have
strange.
took pictures of that. Dominating the skyline of the Hague, Hague, Hague Cemetery is the tall monument to Civil War soldier George D. Fehrenbach, who lived from 1846 to 1919. That was really cool to look at, actually.
It's actually in good shape still. Someone's taking really good care of it.
This striking full scale statue stands eternal watch over the graves of Hague and becomes the focal point of our story. I love to walk over cemeteries, she recounted, and this Sunday afternoon was so clear and blue. I said to my grandson, "We're not alone in this cemetery." He said he didn't see anybody. I said, "Yes, I do." The woman's memory was keen as she peeled away more than 2 decades of thought to reveal her tale. We were standing near the George Fehrenbach monument. There was the figure of a woman. She had on a gray dress and a bonnet and was sort of picking up grass. I told my grandson again, "We're not alone, buddy. There's a lady over there." And looking up, just on the spur of the moment, this thing was gone. And then I looked toward the gate to get on get to the other cemetery, And there it was. I was thinking to myself, no one, now what could this be? The woman tried to reckon with herself to analyze what had happened. She didn't recognize the figure, but swore to herself that, as she says, I saw the thing as clear as daylight. The story does not end with the singular experience that clear and blue Sunday afternoon. Her belief was reinforced then as now by a relative. Several Sundays later, I was home. My parents lived in the Kempton area, and my father's cousin was there. I related the story to him, and he said, I was not alone. Some more people have seen that thing. The old woman's voice is firm yet cautious as she relates the story today, as unshaken as her vivid memory is her belief in, or at least her acceptance of, ghosts. She will tell her tale to anyone who shows a desire to listen and absorb it. She continues to walk quietly through cemeteries, seeking and finding whatever solace it provides. She took her sister to the site of her experience, telling her, this is where I saw that figure of a woman, and it disappeared like the turn of a hand. I must believe that there are ghosts, she says, but you don't always get scared about them. I didn't. I didn't have time to get scared. Surely the woman's encounter with this spectra was brief. Perhaps the figure was that of a departed soul making a phantasmal visit, perhaps. Like the woman telling the story, she simply loves to walk over cemeteries.
Okay, there we go. I kind of try to sped through that one a little bit because
It's a short
was
story.
it wasn't long enough for me to get everything on. But anyway, this is just a depiction of what we basically saw too. We didn't, we went in the daytime, of course, but someone really keeps up with this monument. It's very well maintained, and I'm surprised because of it being in the 1800s that supposedly, I'm guessing that this monument, I didn't look at the history, I didn't look it up or anything, but I think that the history of this monument is it was one of the first put there. So that's why he has such a big one. He's the only one with a this is actually supposed to be actual size of a human, the statue on
He
top, and
was.
it was a
I
huge,
wonder if
which
he
you can
was
see in the
actually. I
pictures.
wonder if he actually looked like that guy.
I didn't really take a good look at it
It
at
was. It was
the facial features and everything, but he was dressed in a soldier's uniform, and yeah, I was wondering because in the story it didn't really say that everything was at nighttime.
hmm.
So I'm not sure because, like, who would like to walk among the cemeteries, tombstones, and read them at night all the time? I
You,
mean, but
you know what'd be
and
cool?
take your grandson.
So
So
look back at your pictures and see if you see anything in the pictures of this
yeah,
woman
this
in the
supposedly
picture.
this lady is was
Because we took a lot of
sighted
pictures.
right near
Hmm.
the monument, and and then as she's trying to tell her grandson that, she kind of disappears. But she was supposedly looking like she was kneeling and picking up grass. So I'm wondering if at some point in time this lady, and I'm just saying this because this is just my thought. It's nothing that was out of the in the story or nothing I've read anywhere. If she was picking flowers, something that she liked doing, and that's what she was in the process of doing, and she's just walking aimlessly, spirit wise, through this cemetery, and it looking like she was picking grass because that's all that was in front of her. But yes, there's actually two cemeteries, like it says in the story. There's this cemetery, which was all the trees were lined up. Those freaky looking
Along
trees
the road, yeah.
were right. You couldn't see the cemetery little bits through the trees, but they were lined up. And then there was the macadam road, and then on this side of the road is an open area cemetery.
And then there was the church that had
right
all
behind the church.
The old church.
So this one, you really had to, you cross the street, you go through the trees to see, and these were all old ones. So yeah, it was very weird. It was weird to be in a place that actually held a ghost story.
It kind of felt weird once we got up to the
Monument.
Vanderbach. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of felt weird when I got there.
Yeah.
But I just want to say too that the way she says in the story about walking over
the cemeteries.
Yeah,
I don't do that.
Yeah, that's I don't understand why she said it like that. But
maybe she just meant she likes walking through the cemeteries and reading the information.
You don't walk over.
But yeah, it is, and all these, there's no other stones on this side that match his monument. And I also saw, and I didn't take a picture of, but a little ways behind him, there was actually, like they have in Louisiana, where they have the coffins above ground.
Oh, I didn't
there
see
was
that.
one that was all cement, and it was in the shape of a casket. And but it wasn't big. It wasn't. I say maybe 5 feet. It wasn't a very long casket. But I don't remember seeing wording on it, and I don't remember seeing a stone near it that would claim it. So I'm not quite sure what that was about. Maybe we'll have to go back over there at some point and check that out, and we'll take pictures of the trees and all the other stuff. And if we do a little video, I'll link it. I'll link this story to that video so you have something to reference to. But yeah, I kind of like the idea that if we can get to these places,
yeah, that's cool. I was thinking about that.
Since some of them are close to where we live, I will do a sort of walkthrough video, and then we'll do the sketching and the story behind where we
You want to show the book again?
Yeah, the book is Ghost Stories of Berks County. You could probably get it at a library because he's Charles Adams Jr. Charles Adams III is from Berks County. So I believe that you could pick a book like this up in the library, and you could, well, nowadays you can just Google stuff all over the place. But yes, it was a Hague Cemetery. If you want to Google that, there may be other YouTube channels out there that have information on the Hague Cemetery, and you could actually do a walkthrough with this person, and you may see what the trees look like and that other coffin shaped monument look like.
That was fun going to the cemetery. I enjoyed that. That was actually kind of cool.
Thank you for stopping by, listening to our little ghost story, and I hope you enjoyed it. And you hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment, and I hope to see you guys all in the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye. Till next time.